Let's roll. I ain't the driver, the one in the back. Feeling like Crosby on turn to the max. You with, he ain't talking about nothing. Ain't ballin', babe, he can't afford a bag. These little broke ass right in the past. I come with more than half. I need my sack, rush it. You want me racks, rush it. Dress all black, rush it. So many hits, thought I had concussion. I need my sack, rush it. You want me racks, rush it. Dress all black, rush it. So many hits, thought I had concussion. Buckets. Let's roll.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to The Rush. It is your boy, Brogan Roback. I am with my brother, Darian Terrell, and we are missing our other brother, Maxx Crosby, obviously, but we're doing an episode here today without him. He will be back on next week, though. So we do have some things we want to discuss. There's been a lot of ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
a lot of ball.
We've you know how it goes. The end of the season, there's a lot of things that are going on. Max is in. Everybody knows he had surgery, so we just had to let the boy get right. You know.
Yep. And he misses you guys, by the way.
Very much so.
His love.
His FOMO is going to be at an all-time high watching this. Shout out, Max. We love you. But we couldn't go another week without talking to the Condor Cartel. So Brogan and I said it's better us just dial it up, let you guys sit here and listen to us, and then going silent on you. So
plus, it's not any good for us to just sit here with all these opinions and thoughts and hot takes and not be able to spread them with anyone in the world.
We don't have
other than ourselves.
We don't have opinions.
None. Especially you or me.
Zero.
No. All right.
Zero.
Hey, I want to say first though, Happy New Year, D.
Happy New Year to you.
Condor Cartel. I forgot that this is the first episode of 2026.
Crazy work.
I feel like we won't go into New Year's resolution or anything. We got to have the whole family together for that. Obviously, we're going to do that. But I remember last year we were intentional about what was going on for the whole year.
Yeah.
And I feel like we look back on it, it was a hell of a year.
Yeah, it was. It was. Let's just talk about from the show's perspective. I mean, the amount of growth that we've experienced from the show's perspective has been crazy. And we don't ever sit back and look and reflect on it. It's just another week. We're just going to pound the pavement. We're going to keep on going. But it's awesome to be able to see the interactions. And you were able to be at the games a lot more than I was this season. But the fan interactions and the Condor Cartel and everybody shouting out Big Sack, all those things that we got a little taste of last year. It was every single game this year, I hear.
It was, dude. It was. There's so many times up in the box, and we've talked about it, but multiple people coming by, yelling the Rush, yelling, we love the podcast. Obviously, they all love Max, and that comes with every single person that comes by. These are just the ones in between that are showing love to this exact show, and we appreciate you guys. Seriously, I know Max says it a lot, but we appreciate all the love, the support, and just being along for the ride. I feel like that's the biggest thing, like the journey. And so many people in life and all these other things, D, they want to get to that end result. I'm one of them. I have zero fucking patience.
No patience at all.
None. You're similar. Very similar.
Be. Yeah, except if I'm sitting out in the woods, I'm patient as can be.
Which is incredible in itself. I don't know how one just turns it on and off.
Therapy. But, it is therapeutic out there.
My brain's too fucking hyper for any of that. But I feel like it's a great year. It's a great year. So I appreciate the ride and fall in love with the journey. That's the biggest thing I can say, and we appreciate you guys being along for it. But
real quick, before we go on, you ended the year on a very – and this is something that it took life of its own. But the Condor Cartel is going to be able to see something new over your shoulder. Is that a Maxx? Oh, yeah. Is that a Maxx jersey?
We should talk about that.
Yours is on the ground now. It took precedence.
XFL, it's a step below. It's a league step below. So I figured keep it down.
Hey,
and ran out of
it.
room.
Yep.
There's a wall over here that needs to be decorated, but obviously it's not in the in the shot. But I agree, D. I think you just said it right. It's bullshit. It took Max this long to give me a jersey. That's what you said.
Is that what I said?
It's bullshit. But I will say, obviously, we got the boy Wiley behind. Raiders are going to absolutely hate that. I'm sure they've been thinking it's an eyesore for some time, but it's family as well. That's family.
We can get an updated Commanders one because he's no longer with them.
Good point. We can wait around for that. Hopefully we don't wait 8 years, Max. But nonetheless, then I got mine here, D, and then but he is the only one who wrote anything on it.
Oh,
so
it's actually good you didn't sign your own jersey.
I think it
Okay.
could get a little weird,
Yeah.
but it could have been a letter to myself. You know, when you do those
No.
one things, the
No,
capsules they bury under the ground for 20 years.
No, I would hate you.
I would hate it too.
All
I
right,
would hate it too.
let's get into it.
All right. Yeah, let's go what? Let's go NFL. I love going NFL and talking, but let's go first game. This
Yeah.
weekend, all games, by the way, A+. I was a little go A-. So you're saying room for improvement.
Minus the last game, Chargers Patriots, but every other game before that, absolute bangers. I mean,
Bangers.
You were glued to the TV for 2 days straight.
And that's the difference, low key and not really low key, but
High
for
key.
the first round, high key of the first round of the college football. And then I almost feel like it gave me PTSD, even though I know how great the NFL is. I know that it's a step above. It's a juggernaut, right?
Yeah.
But I'd be lying to you, and I don't lie to the Condor Cartel or UD ever.
Yeah.
But I would be lying if I said that I wasn't a little like, all right, who's about to run who out of the gym here?
Yeah.
So I love that the precedent was set early on in the first game. Great game. And Staffy, it would only be right for Stafford to have the ball at the end of the game. We've talked about it millions of times, but he goes down and wins the game for the Rams. I want your opinion. Were you shocked that the Panthers hung around this long, D? Because they beat them last time. I thought that it was going to be no.
They did beat them last time, but we've talked about the Rams being such an elite team when they are clicking. But the version that you saw obviously you saw it at the end of the game. They came out and won. You're feeding Pookie. I mean, he is an unbelievable player. Absolutely. Cool-ass dude. Great member of the show. But
great. Friend of the program.
He can legitimately take over a game. And I thought, what I texted you guys before the game, I said, this offense, you got Devontae back. You got Pookie. He's about to go crazy. Staffy, after they just lost to these guys by 3 in the regular season. And that defense versus everybody, I thought everybody was going to catch stride and it was going to be like a statement game. And it started to look like that for a little bit. And then the Panthers caught stride and it was a classic.
I will say kudos to the Panthers, man. Obviously that division is, we all know, we could have guessed. I guarantee if we took a poll before the season started and said, hey, will the winner of this division even be 500 and still go to the playoffs or go to the wild card? I'm sure we all would have bet yes, right?
Yeah.
So there's no surprise in that. But great season for the Panthers. I think they were a lot better than I think the record even showed for me to say that as well. I do think towards the end of the year, they played a lot better than the record showed. So kudos to them. Kudos to Bryce Young for showing up a little more than I anticipated. Now, is he the guy? That's a different conversation for another day that we can have. But I do like a lot of what he does. I think he grew a shit ton. People don't talk about, and I respect the hell out of him sitting behind Andy Dalton and having to go through that. So many guys, we can talk about it. The list goes on forever. And the list of guys like Bryce Young who can turn it around and make a career or become better from a situation like that, that book's a lot shorter. There's a reason why, right? Obviously, but there's just some things where I'm like, is he limited, right? But I guess we'll see. But I am very, very happy for Bryce Young and what he did. But let's just give it up for Matt Stafford, bro. 50-something career game-winning drives. He has, if not the most, one of the most game-winning drives. It was just surgical, and he's always going to show us to do it. And to your point with Puka, dude, I feel like if you're a number one in that receiver, or you're number one in that offense, you're getting fed. Maxx actually said that we were watching the game last weekend, I believe, in Vegas. And if you think about it, really, like Cooper Kupp, he used to go off, Triple Crown winner when he was in that offense. And it really just sets everyone else up. And you get Devontae over there, who is as scary as they come. If you're, I mean, D, did you see the deep dig route from Devontae?
He had it. He left him.
He left him.
He's a special player. Obviously, first ballot Hall of Famer, all the accolades in the world. But to come off of a hamstring injury and be able to just open it up like that, and like, I don't think the average person really understands, one, how nagging a hamstring injury is, and the amount of trust that you have to put into your recovery to understand that. I mean, it could happen by just one step. It doesn't have to be opening up,
especially
like
at receiver.
Exactly. But for him to come out and just, he looked twitchy and fast. That
Yes.
boy was moving. So
That looked like a guy who had fresh legs, though. To your point
yeah,
of also recovering, he was also probably off his feet for those 2, 3,
facts.
4 weeks or whatever. So, like, fresh legs.
But we've seen
And
hamstrings take over a good part of a season for some receivers.
amen.
So
Mike
that
Evans,
exactly, that's
numerous
my point.
times.
Of like he's one of a kind. So it's like the argument you always get, like appreciate and watch these guys at their greatness. Like I don't want to get into LeBron talk, but
Hmm.
you had to school tone me
Yeah,
a
you
little
don't want
bit.
that.
You had to school tone me a little bit, but appreciating and seeing Devontae doing this at his age, at this point in his career, still
Hmm.
excelling, it's something to watch.
Well, let me ask you this, D, before we slide on to the next game. But would you say, after watching this weekend and coming down to the finish that it did, is this still the most dangerous team, the Rams, or what are you thinking?
No, no,
No. In the
and I
NFC?
like this, and I like this. I like it that way solely because there isn't one clear cut dominant Super Bowl favorite, in my opinion.
No,
There,
you're right.
there's just
Once you got the Chiefs and some of these other teams out of there,
exactly there just isn't. So that being said, anybody whoever shows up on that day for moving forward I mean the first round showed it, but whoever
hmm
shows up that day has a good chance to play in the Super Bowl. Everybody was just saying if the Jaguars would have beat the Bills, they would have had a very good chance to make it to the Super Bowl, which is crazy
yeah,
to say out loud, but that's the kind of playoff I like.
yeah, I'm with you, bro. I think they're dangerous. We'll see. There's a couple teams like the Bears, the Bills. Obviously, the Patriots have been a wagon all year. So there's a lot of teams that, and to your point, it's similar to college football. It's similar to NIL
Yeah.
and everything's shifting around. And to that point, maybe college football is just becoming more NFL like. So, yeah, D, I'm with you there. I think they're still dangerous. We're gonna see. I still trust Stafford. I still trust Devontae, and I trust Sean McVay. All right, Condor Cartel. I'll be honest. Life insurance was one of those things I kept pushing off. Not because it's not important, but because I assumed it would just be a headache. Turns out it doesn't have to be, especially with Fabric by Gerber Life. Fabric by Gerber Life is term life insurance you can get done today. Made for busy parents like you, all online, all on your schedule, right from your couch. You could be covered in under 10 minutes with no health exam required. I'm gonna get you guys in on a little bit of a secret here. So what I like about Fabric is how simple it is. The policies are flexible, they fit your budget, even up to $1 million in coverage for less than $1 a day. And they've partnered with Gerber Life, a brand families have trusted for over 50 years. Plus, there's no risk for a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can cancel at any time. So come on, Condor Cartel. Join the thousands of parents who trust Fabric to help protect their family. Apply in today, just minutes at meetfabric.com/therush. That's meetfabric.com/therush. Policies issued by Western Southern Life Assurance Company. Not available in certain states. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions. I wanted to ask you this. I thought about this earlier today, Dee, when we were doing this. And they're talking about John Harbaugh, and then I see Mike McDaniel getting these interviews, and I like Mike McDaniel. I think he'd be really awesome as an offense coordinator somewhere again, and maybe like just revamp. But if the right situation opens up, sure. But I was thinking, like, which active coaches, and when I say active, like they can currently be fired, like a John Harbaugh or like a Mike McCarthy. But in your mind, like but they're still trying to coach. Which active coaches deserve to have lifetime contracts if they wanted? Like, do you know like which coaches in your opinion? Like Tomlin to me is one,
Yeah,
obviously.
absolutely. I'd say Tomlin. I would
Yep,
say McVay.
I agree. That's where I was getting with
Um,
that.
yeah, I think McVay is just home
Andy
run
Reid. I
locked
mean, let's
in.
be
Andy
honest.
Reid, yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Nope.
Um,
I'm trying to think, but there's
Other than that, like I think I'll say my favorite type of coaches, like a Vrabel, should
yeah,
be a head coach in this league for a very, very long time. But
yep.
he's not. I can't say proven enough to say that he's going to be the Patriots head coach forever, right? But like
I
that's
know.
the type of head coaches that I like to see implanted into this league.
Kyle Shanahan. Let's not even do it. Did you see that? He's 7-0 through wild card and divisional round.
Easy work.
He's number one. He's batting 1,000, and there other coaches in there is Bill Belichick and a lot of other greats on that list, and he's sitting number one. So
With this season and the roster that he's had has been impressive.
This is where I want to spin this whole route before we get to this Bears-Packers game is who do you think wins Coach of the Year? Because what you're saying right then and there is an argument so many people are using for Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
And it'd be super hard to say Ben Johnson's not the guy, right? As polarizing he is in Chicago and that market with Caleb playing and elevating his game the way he is, that's hard not to say it. Then you have Liam Cohen and what he's done with the Jags and them coming from 3 or 4 win team to getting to the playoffs. And they really, to be honest, had a chance. They got to get rid of that stupid fucking shoving the quarterback in the back thing. Yeah. Josh Allen's a savage. Don't get me wrong. And he won that game and put his cape on. But let's get that out of the game. But I don't know, man. It's a hard get. And I'm curious who you think is going to become, the next coach of the year, with this bunch. Because there's a lot of first-timers with –
I'm going to have to say –
Mike McDaniel?
Huh?
From the Seahawks? Mike McDonald from the Seahawks?
Yeah. I'm going to be a biased person here and cast my vote. I'm going to go ahead and say Vrabel.
And you're an AP voter.
Yeah, I am.
You're a voter.
Vrabel took a 4-win team last season who lost their head coach. Like, nobody thought, hey, is Drake May the guy? Like, there was so much doubt. Is it going to be longer for them to rebuild from the Belichick era? All of these things to then getting the number 2 seed in the playoffs with a potential MVP quarterback. Like, he was able to bring that out of them and put that team in a position who has not just dominated, but they have done it on a consistent basis, right? A consistent basis. I think it was a 3.5-point spread and in the game last night. And I mean, it was the biggest win margin of victory in the whole weekend.
Yeah.
So I think that there's going to be a lot of other people.
Off the lips.
Yeah, he was. I think there's going to be a lot of other names thrown in there, but that to me, that's going to be who I like.
For sure. I like Vrabes a lot too, and I could go for any of the – okay, I'm going to just not say the rest of that sentence I was going to say because –
I'm glad you stopped yourself.
What? I could go for any one of those coaches to be coach of the year this year, and but I do think that the media essentially, I don't even know, it's media, correct, that votes on coach of the year? I think there's this gravitation towards Ben Johnson, and I think that's where, and especially with what went down this weekend and them coming back, and you got all this talk with the rivalry, right? So let's go into that game. Do you, think that's going to hurt Ben Johnson's chance at coach of the year, the whole shake off at the end? I'm for it. I think you're for it. Thank you.
What the fuck? Why would that ever, in what world is this competitive? No, I'm not going to say that.
No,
No, because
say it.
No, that's ignorant. But in what world can you look at these modern day gladiators and say that, hey, their leader, a leader of men, has to tame himself down and not be as passionate as these guys when they have to sit there and listen to all like ever since he was hired, since it was like we own you for the Rodgers days, like everybody shits on him, and he's saying and embodying the fact that I'm going to change this. And he's obviously this shows you he has completely embodied that. And so now 100%. Everybody wants to cry when nobody cried when he did it to Ben Johnson the first game when they won.
Yep.
Like, yeah, maybe it wasn't because it wasn't as an electric a victory, but he took his hand real quick and dipped. Nobody 100%. Had a word to say.
And if you watch closely, LaFleur went and was doing the quick dip off. He just went the way that Ben Johnson was dipping. Yep. If we have that and it rolls on this clip, please do it to me because
he turned before they even touched hands.
He was trying to do it, I know. And now everyone wants to talk about. And I'm with you, D. We both come from that. You know what I mean? Like we want our coach to be that way. And just a newsflash for anybody that's tuning into. All players want that. And the people that are complaining and the people that are talking on shows in the day, I'm going to tell you right now, they're a bunch of betas. And you're a beta if you think otherwise. To your point, D, it is a grown men leading grown men who make more money than you, by the way. So what are you going to do to motivate them? What are you going to do to let them see your genuine, authentic competitive self? Yeah. They want to know that you're really about that shit. And especially when you're going to war. Essentially, that's what you're doing out there. You're gladiators. That's what you said, D?
Yeah, modern day gladiators. That's what it is.
And that's what it is. And it makes the game 10 times better, too. I think his point on the press conference today, like, it's a rivalry, and that's what I'm going to treat it as such, and it needs to be that way. And I fuck with that heavy, and I'm not just saying it because it's Ben Johnson. I would like any coach to do that. That's why as much shit as people talk about Nick Sirianni at the Eagles – now, that shit he pulled at A.J. Brown coming off a field, missing a ball and running up to him, I don't fuck with that. But, him shit-talking the fans and, embodying, this I'm going to talk shit and be I don't care. I like that. I think it's good for the game, and I think it's good for the team if you guys have the right culture. If you have the right culture, then it works.
I just don't remember there being this much negative backlash about when Liam Cohen went up to Salah and said something after their game.
Yes.
Right? Like, it just, they were actually going back and forth. Like, this isn't that big of a deal. It's a rivalry game that they just played the second time in a few weeks, and they hadn't beat them in ages. Like,
and I'll take it a step further, D. We watch MJ. We hear Maxx all the time. Even ourselves and all these other players, they are always finding an edge, right?
Yep.
Well, what the fuck's wrong with my coach getting an edge somehow? Maybe he's making some shit up.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a loose cannon. I don't care. I actually like it. I want him to. He's got to have something that gets him to go in there at 4 a.m. to watch film, or for him to miss his kid's birthday to sit there and sleep in the building to make sure that he's prepared that week. If that's what's going to get him through, and he's my guy.
And
buckle up, baby.
Let's not also forget that guy that everybody has something to say about rallied his team from an 18-point deficit at half at home against a rival.
So would you say that the Bears won this game, or do you think that the Packers blew it?
I think the Bears won it.
I think so too.
I think that it's not like they had a bunch of turnovers or it wasn't like they handed the game away. It was It was a different team that came out in the second half, and even the presser at the end of the game, Caleb Williams. I mean,
he was a different player in the second half.
I've always joke around. I really genuinely like the player that Caleb Williams is, and his presser afterwards made me like him more. His on-field interview, he's like, we knew, we envisioned it, and we saw it at the end of the game. That type of mentality. It was. That doesn't just.
He said we're going to look up at the clock and we'll see who wins.
Yeah, that doesn't just. Zero. That was learned this year, and they obviously didn't have it last year. So, kudos to that coaching staff.
I agree, dude. He's. You're seeing what Jared Goff was the last few years, and I'm not saying he's not that guy, but there's a big difference of what development Ben Johnson did with him and what he's doing with Caleb Williams. Like, it's now Ben Johnson has a guy. And I don't think I'm breaking news when I say this, but he's got a guy who's got a lot higher ceiling than Jared. Respectfully, not saying he's had the career Jared. I'm not saying he's as good a quarterback yet. But dude, he can fucking move. He can throw off platform. His legs can be 2 feet off the air, and he's still torquing his body to a way to throw the ball. I'm with you, D. I didn't want Caleb to be this sweet, but you know what? I am very happy that he is. Because he is playing sweet. And for them to do what they did, I'm with you. The Bears won that game.
Yeah.
Because I think when you're in a position in the playoffs, it's all about going and taking what's yours. Go eat what you can eat. And there's nothing about the same thing goes with the Tom Brady game against the Falcons to 28 points. Yeah, that's pretty close to blowing it. I'm with you. That's about as close as we can get to blowing it. And there is partial choke job in there. But also a part of it, there's an element to it of Tom and Julian and Belichick and all those guys being like, all right, let's go fucking get this.
Heels in the sand.
They just showed up.
Heels
just
were
digging deep, D.
Oh, yeah.
You know? I'm excited for this Bears team.
Yes.
And I want to ask last question in this game, unless you have something. Do you feel like Jordan? Do you feel like Caleb now takes a leap past Jordan Love?
It just depends on who they like.
It's subjective, right?
Yeah. Each team, each player, they depends on how they handle themselves in the offseason and what the team does and the moves and all of these. There's a lot up in the air, and I think it's too early to tell. I think they're both good players, but I think that Caleb has definitely found an offense, a coaching system, and a supporting staff that really helps elevate him. And so he's got the runway. So it's really,
I agree.
It's looking promising for him.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
This is something that today Brogan texted our buddy, and Hercom is a lifelong Chicago Bears fan. Lifelong. And we know how passionate fans are, especially, from the city of Chicago. And Brogan said to him, he said, Jake, please explain to me what this win means to me or means to you, right? And the response is nothing like, I expected this wholeheartedly. How about you?
I did. It took some time, but once I saw the length of it, it made sense.
It made absolute sense.
Whoa,
so here's
pause.
So we're gonna
Yeah.
read this open letter to from a Bears fan, and then I think every fan base can resonate with this. All right, here we go. We're gonna test these skills out because it's a bit of a novel.
I love it.
I've
Strike
been a
the music.
Bears. Yeah. Strike the music now. I've been a Bears fan as long as I can remember. Growing up in Chicago, there was no other option. We heard the stories: Peyton, Sayers, Dent, Ditka, Butkus. The city was built on toughness and defense, and it's in our DNA. Then, as a kid, you stop dreaming. As soon as the TV turns on at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time every single weekend, you're forced to watch the likes of Jim Miller commanding the offense. No disrespect to Jim.
Alongside an offense who wasted years of Super Bowl defenses and Hall of Fame players like Urlacher and Hester, I grew up with people born in Chicago who rooted for the Packers because their aunt's brother's dad was a Packers fan. They've never been a Green Bay Packer. They just couldn't stomach to watch the Bears. My Bears. And that's why the very thing. They are our Bears. We went to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman. There's a phrase for the kind of heartache that we've been forced to endure for the last 40 years. Delayed gratification. Favre, Rodgers, and now Love. Meanwhile, we hired the wrong guy, we draft the bust, we fire the coach, we replace the quarterback, but nothing changes. Enter Caleb Williams. The jokes begin about his nails, how he carries a purse to meetings, and that his game simply can't translate to a franchise who has never had a 4,000-yard passer. The only franchise who hasn't had this, may I add. A disaster class of the 2024 season. A Hail Mary right into my kitchen to derail all hopes and dreams to rebuild. And then, we fire a coach, again. What could go wrong now? It's inevitable. Ben Johnson's hired. The chosen one. The guy who's seen pain and suffering in Detroit and got more out of Jared Goff than the last squeeze of a tube of Crest toothpaste. Press conference, the new standard, the direct jabs at beating the floor 2 times per year. This guy gets it, but he's crazy. This rebuild and this city knows we finished last in the division. No. This is a rebuild and the city knows it. And we finished last in the division stacked with talent and Super Bowl hopes. Throughout the season, this city has found itself again. The Bears are scoring. Expectations grew quickly. We beat Philly, we beat the Steelers. But there was one team that would test the progress. The Cheeseheads. We battled back in Green Bay.
And fell one play short. I can't believe I'm actually reading this, to be honest with you.
Incredible, isn't it?
All right, so we battled back in Green Bay, and we fell one play short. We played them again just a couple weeks, but this time in Chicago. I was there, boots on the ground, and I've never heard Soldier Field to be a more hostile environment to come and play.
Besides the bitter cold days on the lake, 16-6 in the fourth quarter, and the crowd accepted our fate. We aren't ready yet. Give Ben and Caleb more time, and then a miracle. This is the team that misses the kick, that throws the pick, that blows the coverage to lose. We all remember where we were when the double doink happened. Now we've proven that we have some fight. We clinched the division, and then we limp into the playoffs. The whole city wants Green Bay again. Give us the Evil Empire at home in January. The table sets for a title fight for the ages.
But we're the Bears. Our defense is depleted. The Packers are healthy. Every analyst in the world chose the Packers to win, and to cover, might I add. And we're now down 21-3 at half. The rest is history. Green Bay sucks. The city is alive. The team has the support of every single citizen in the state of Illinois. So when you ask me, what does this mean to me? This is what it fucking means. You don't want to play the Bears in January on the lake. They still got to go through Chicago. Bear the fuck down. Wow.
An incredible silhouette.
Wow. That was something.
Hoping that's a personal, not a non-assisted ChatGPT letter, but it feels very heartfelt there from our
It was 45 minutes of straight kissing his phone, typing.
At work today?
Yeah, it was 45 minutes of it.
I could see him.
He said to me, I haven't even got to the press conference yet, and he showed me his phone, and I'm like, oh no, I don't know how we're going to read all this. But that being said, what do we think about Bears, the playoffs? Do they have it in them to beat the Rams at home? Can they dethrone the Rams?
I think there's a chance always. Do I? For sure. But I'm gonna go Rams this week on this one. It's gonna hurt a lot of people's heart after we just hyped up Ben Johnson and the Bears, and that letter has me, hey, Herc, that letter's got me feeling, it's got me believing. I just feel like Stafford and McVay right now are tough, man. They just really are. But I do know one thing. It's going to be a hell of a fucking game. And it looks cool as shit to just see the Bears and the Rams going to be able to take each other on in the next round. So
good for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I will say, D, the more surprising thing that I think than the Bears making the playoffs, winning division, and getting in this far, something a little more surprising is that the Bills, that was their first road playoff win in 3 decades.
You could tell.
You could tell for sure, but
Man.
that's surprising.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to they beat a very good team. Hats off to them for pulling it out against the
Mm-hmm.
Jaguars. But yeah,
Round of
that's
applause
very
for the Jags
surprising.
season.
Very, very bullish. And then they didn't even have their first round draft pick, Mr. Heisman. You know, like what do you think his impact is next season? Do you think after one season of watching him play, he is more of a one-sided player? I know they have some more options at receiver now.
Yeah.
Jacoby went there, balled out. Thompson's there. They have a good tight end system. Like they have options.
Yeah.
Do you think he plays defense? Do you think he plays both? Do you think he plays receiver? What are your thoughts?
I think that's a fair question. I think that's a great question. And I also feel like that's going to be the question of the offseason in that organization.
Yeah.
I feel like, to your point, they brought on Jacoby. ETN's a savage. You bring in Tootin, he can run people over too. Like they got weapons.
That.
Trevor went up a whole nother level this year.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Thomas can go, so my point to that is I almost think he has to choose. I don't think it's benefiting anyone, including himself or the Jags, of him playing both sides right now. I just don't see the impact being big enough.
There's not a void that's being filled by having him do that.
Exactly. And it goes back to the point of you can be good at a bunch of things, but not be great at one. When you're putting all your energy, into two different things, he can be, and that's what he was this year. And I hate to say that. And I know he's a rookie, but and he could tell me to fuck off and go show me that he's the best two-way player that's ever done it, right? But I just think that it's too much right now, and there's not a whole lot of value in it. And I think the value is really in him committing to one position. And whatever that position is that they're lacking in right now, it could be they need that guy to have the ball in his hands. But, dude, Parker Washington picked it up this year and started going AWOL at receiver for them. Number 11, he scored a shit ton. Saw him in Vegas. He made some plays in Vegas. And I think that if they need help at the corner position, the secondary spot, then let's put him there for a little bit, or maybe it's still receiver or whatever Travis feels like he's going to be better at, or whatever he feels like his career needs to be. Give him the option. I for sure think you give him the option, right? Mm-hmm. But I just, to your point, I think he's got to choose one. I think that helps the team most importantly, and he is a team guy. I don't doubt that one bit. I don't think he's a diva by any extent. Yeah. So I think he might be more open to it after playing a year in football, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe it opens up. And this was the thing. I don't know who said it. Maybe it was Travis Kelce. It was someone along those lines just said that. No, Devontae Adams did. The wear and tear on his body playing both positions, and if he could, is he going to be able to be healthy? And that was before the rookie year started.
Yeah.
Now you could say coincidences and all that. I don't believe in coincidences. So we'll see. I hope he can do it. If that's what he wants to do, I hope he does. I just think for the best of the team. I'm sure you probably feel very similar.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't know. And then he just has his injury, like he's got recovery aspect, and how much that eats up into your day and even the mental. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. But I know that he's walking into a better situation than when he left it because that team has momentum.
All right, Condor Cartel. With it being a lot colder here, especially in Michigan, and spending more time indoors, I really dialed in how important sleep is for me. Helix actually sent me my mattress, and I can honestly say it's been a massive upgrade to my sleep and recovery. Before Helix, guys, I was dealing with overheating, tossing and turning, just not waking up feeling refreshed, honestly. And since switching, I'm sleeping deeper, staying cooler throughout the night, and waking up feeling ready to go. It's one of those things where you don't realize how bad your old mattress was until you finally upgrade. And I gotta be honest with you, there's one thing I do love about Helix, and it's how easy they made this process. You take their sleep quiz, and they match you with a mattress that actually fits how you sleep. They're also the most awarded mattress brand out there, with free shipping right to your door, a 120-night sleep trial, and a limited lifetime warranty. So there's zero pressure, guys. I'm here to give to you guys. So Helix has generally helped me sleep better, and if you've been putting off upgrading your mattress, now is the time. So Condor Cartel, go to helixsleep.com/therush for 20% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/therush for 20% off site-wide. And make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know that we sent you guys. Again, it is helixsleep.com/therush. get back to the show. I want to ask you on the Bills really quick, D, is this the best road to the Super Bowl for Josh Allen and the Bills so far? I feel
best. Okay. I don't. The best road, yes. The best opportunity for them, I don't think so. I don't think so because they do not have that number one receiver. But they don't have, like, Josh Allen doesn't have those weapons. You see how close that game can get and what he has to do when the run game and Cook can't get going, right? Like, it is solely a him game, and he's going to feed Kincaid. Like, he's going to. It's a difficult game for them to take it into the playoffs, into the Super Bowl, and be victorious.
I agree.
Is it their easiest path? Of course, everybody says that, but their first matchup was not the easiest. Like it was a gauntlet. So
it was.
I don't know. I don't think that roster in the position that they're in right now is going to be the one.
I got nothing to add to that. I feel the same exact way. So I think Josh is trying to do more with less. I'll just finish on that. I think he's trying. This year he has to do more with less, and the road to travel might be less bumpier. But he's, like we said, he's still doing more with less. So you take that for however you want.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the best part is we get to sit back and enjoy it and watch and see what he does with it.
So there's headlines all over the place. We have the NFL. We do talk about around the league, but we have not gotten to talk about college football and that we feel so passionately about. And I don't know why. I don't know why. There's weekends that we just experience where the NFL, it treats us so well. Like, it's just so much fun to watch, and it's a great product. And then we always fall back. It's like that toxic X or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But college football just keeps sucking us in. And it just locks us in. And there's headlines everywhere. We didn't get to talk about Bama getting they got the brakes beat off of them.
I have a question on Bama low key, but
I'm
kind of afraid to ask on this air.
Okay.
No, I feel like we have to
ask.
All right. Only because it only seems fair. We cannot be biased. I don't want to be biased.
All right.
I feel like it's our job to not be biased.
Yeah.
We just have insight.
Yeah.
I love this guy. You do too. You love him more than I do.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But is it time for the DeBoer and Grubb train to split? In your opinion, the only reason I say that.
No.
I don't even have to say why.
I don't even need you to explain. I don't think so. And everybody's going to get their panties in a bunch. And actually, it's not I don't think so. I know it's not. And then I want to talk to you about this. Is the Alabama team that we saw in the back end of the season the same Alabama that we are used to? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I think that they are a product of what you're seeing in all these headlines we're talking about, a product of not being able to build a culture. There's a culture, and in that culture is built on physicality. There is such a difficult environment that these coaches and these teams have to operate within because they don't have the same teams. They can't have 3 NFL first round starting running backs and their depth chart like Bama used to. And the whole starting 11 is going to the NFL. Right? They don't have that anymore because of the transfer portal and NIL and all of these things. So I think that, and I feel like they're trying to, and DeBoer is trying to build his organization and his culture of his team the way that has worked for him in the past, which has always been proven. But he cares about the man. He cares about the person. He cares about the entire building and being able to say this is the correct way and paying attention to the details, investing in the details, doing the little things right is going to result into success. That doesn't necessarily work. Not that it's not important. It just doesn't work anymore because your runway is this big now. You have to literally say, hey,
you're landing on one of those ships in the middle of the ocean.
Yes, you're going to join our team. You're going to plug into the system and the machine's going to take over. Yeah. Right. And if that's not built on fucking physicality, fighting, having legitimately a bunch of junkyard dogs or running your defense like Miami's defense is running out there right now, hitting people. Like if you're not a plug and play type of a culture or team, everybody's going to have a problem. Yes. And it's going to be difficult for everybody. So are they bad coaches? Fuck no, they're not.
No,
absolutely not. I think that this is a learning curve that they are trying to figure out as well.
For sure.
and just because they're at Alabama and there's heightened expectations, they're under the spotlight. But this is what every single coach is talking about across all the NCAA, all sports.
Yeah.
So that's my soapbox.
No, well said. I literally have nothing else to add. I just felt it'd be right to ask that question because you see so much of it. You see the Bama fans. They obviously they either go at DeBoer or they're going at Grubb. And the only thing that there's one thing I will say it needs to be better, and I agree with every piece of what you just said, every piece of it. I do think that they do gotta, and this is me talking X's and O's now.
Yeah.
Simply, they got to find a run game. They got to find a run game. They got to find a run game, and I think we didn't, and that's not a shot at you guys. We just schematically, it's not that they don't have the guys to do it. It's not like we didn't have the guys to do it. They're not scheming up the run game as well as they scheme up the pass game. Mm-hmm. And that's what my opinion. And I know that because I sat in that room with both of them for years, and they are very good, specifically DeBoer. He is very good when it comes to concepts and getting guys open and just going through your progressions and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And Grubb was always the run game guy back then too. And I'm not saying this is on Grubb. I'm not saying that at all. I just think that they need to find that, and it's going to help them out tremendously, especially in the SEC. You got to run the ball. You got to be able to run the ball in any level of football, any level.
Yeah.
But I just think that that's the one spot where it's like, and I know people are going to be, oh, we suck at this, or we need to be better at this. Yes, sure. Go back and reevaluate yourself whatever way you want. But a glaring thing from every single season is I want to see a jump in the rushing attempts, one, but also just in the overall running game.
Yeah.
I want better schemes. I want just better packages overall. And like you said, they have 3 to 4 to 5 NFL running backs every year at Bama. Now it's not as deep, but I guarantee you it's probably 2, 3 still sitting there.
Yeah, they definitely have it, but I think it comes down to physicality. If you can't establish a line of scrimmage, it doesn't matter, and the only way that you can run the ball is on 4th and 1 and try and do a reverse. That to me is why I don't blame him. Everybody says it was a bad call. He's not an idiot. He didn't choose to run that because he wanted to do something cute. He chose to run it for a reason, and it's not between the tackles. So that's why I just automatically default to physicality.
Amen, bro. And so we're both in agreement. I think nobody needs to be departing from Bama. Yep. They don't need to be departing each other, and neither one of them need to be leaving Alabama. But now that the holidays are over, you might be feeling that spending hangover. The food, the drinks, the gifts, it adds up quick. That's why Mint Mobile is clutch right now. I switched over, and compared to my old carrier, I'm getting the same quality service without paying those ridiculous monthly charges. Mint Mobile's end of the year sale is still going on, guys, but only until the end of this month. Right now, you can get 50% off of 3, 6, and 12 months of unlimited premium wireless. You still get high-speed data, unlimited talk and text, all the nation's largest 5G network. You can use your own phone. Keep your number. Bringing all your contacts. It's a zero hassle. Over here at the Rush Podcast, we use Mint Mobile, and you guys should too. The service has been rock solid, and I'm saving real money every month. This January, let's quit overspending on wireless with 50% off unlimited premium wireless. Plans start at $15 a month at mintmobile.com/rush. That's mintmobile.com/rush. Limited time offer, upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12 months. Plan required. Taxes and fees are extra. Initial plan term only. 50 megabytes. May slow when network is busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com. But somebody we do know that is departing because it seems to be what he does and has done since he was in high school is Dylan Raiola from Nebraska.
Oh, no.
Everyone's worst nightmare from Twitter has came true. Once we saw Mahomes in the jersey, throw the fucking picture up, Timmy, right now. Once you saw Mahomes lose the bet, you would have thought that Dylan lost the bet too. He said, and you know this, and you know Dylan has the notification alerts on his phone anytime Pat opposed.
He did you wrong, huh?
And so we all knew it was coming. It was foreshadowing. And can I say something real quick?
I hope you do.
Here's one thing when it just comes to commitment. And I don't have a problem with you, Dylan, at all, Rayola at all. Actually, if you roll back the tapes on this show last year, how much was I hyping Dylan and talking about he could go to the NFL now? I actually said those stupid ass words.
Yeah, but he's haunting you. You left Nebraska. You went to Oregon.
Here, I'll go a step further before you do that, D. 2021, Burleson High School. 2021, 2022, Chandler High School out in Arizona. Chandler, Arizona. Then commits to Ohio State. Decommits from Ohio State. Then he goes to Pinnacle High School and he leaves Chandler while that happens. And then he commits to Georgia. Then he goes to Buford High School in Georgia. Then decommits from Georgia. Signs with Nebraska. Plays in Nebraska. Enters the transfer portal. Now commits to Oregon.
Oh.
My thing, there's just a commitment problem. When I read something like that or see something like that, and when you're a guy that's at the helm and you got to be the most loyal motherfucker, and I know people have their views on this guy right now, but Mendoza and how it looks like anything he says, he's typing out on paper. That's how he talks. He talks like he's typing a paper. I get that. And that might not be everyone's cup of tea. But everyone knows damn well that he's loyal and he's going to go and put his body on the line for everyone in that locker room. And he loves them, and they can, and they do count on him.
Yep.
And that's a microcosm, in my opinion, of that. When you start caring about what's going on, and here's the other thing. Coming into the 2025 season, D, he was ranked 18th best quarterback in FBS. That's good. I'm not hating on that. That's not that good, though. And then midseason, he was ranked 40th overall by midseason. He's a top 5 QB transfer portal guy. Okay. I would say this is the only thing I don't get. This tells me Dante Moore must be leaving Oregon. And if not, they said Dylan is willing to sit this year. So yes, he might be a top 5 portal guy, but that tells me there was not a lot of contenders out there or people that really saw this guy as their guy. So my quick advice to Dylan, I got it actually written here. Go be you. Separate yourself from Mahomes' doppelganger, please. That will only help you. I swear to God it will.
This is coming from the heart.
It is. And last, build your own fucking career. I know that your quarterback coach is Jeff Christensen. I've trained with him numerous times with Drew Stan. He's an unbelievable, the best quarterback coach probably out there, 100%. And I know you want to emulate Mahomes' game. There's certain things you take, but taking on the persona and all that stuff is it's just not it. And it also makes it seem like from the outside in that you don't know who you are. And when you don't know who you are, how can you lead and go be great? I swear to God, and I mean that. And I hope he does go find himself. I hope he goes and wins a Heisman, and I hope he has a great career. I really, really do. And I mean that from a great spot. I hope if anybody sees it, they understand that. But go be you. Any good?
I think you look like you just let a weight off of your shoulders.
I feel like I'm speaking for everyone. Am I wrong?
I mean, I give 2 fucks about Dylan Rayola.
No,
I don't give a fuck. I don't know what this man. I didn't know he went through all that shit in high school.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is.
And I just saw that. You know what's funny too? As we were hitting record on the show, I hit Instagram. That's the first thing that came up, and it was a list of all that from like Football Forever.
Damn.
So that tells me a lot of people are obviously thinking what I'm thinking, and I'm just trying to tie it into a locker room perspective.
I get that. I get that. Yeah, you got to be able to trust.
Maybe you went a little overboard.
No, it was personal. You felt it. You felt it. That was from the heart.
Too much.
So now that you got that off your chest, now tell me this: is Rayola going and playing for?
Oh, and I'm no longer a Duck fan for that reason. Okay.
Okay. So now you'll be able to really answer my question. Okay. Since you're done with the Ducks,
I'm done.
Is he going to play for the Big Ten's new James Franklin? Dan Lanning not being able to win the big games, back-to-back years taking an ass beating. Is he going to play for him? And is Rayola going to be able to get
just call him the white James Franklin, or what'd you call him?
No, the Big Ten's new James Franklin.
Oh,
damn.
God. No, not damn. You still said
I didn't. Run the tape back.
Yeah, run it back, but keep all of it. Because, hey, low key,
the Big Ten's James Franklin, like he's gone, but like Dan Lanning, they've been able to win the games in the middle in the regular season, but as soon as it comes down to the playoffs, like they have a scotoma. They
Great word, by the way.
They get handled in the playoffs.
I don't get it.
Is Raiola going to be the guy that gets him over the hump? Like, I don't know.
Hey, after all that, I hope he is.
Wow.
I fucking hope he is. Because if you don't do it there, brother, you're not doing it anywhere.
Yeah.
I truly feel that. Look at Bo Nix. Look at even Dante Moore. I know that last game was a little rough, obviously. But that dude, Signetti and those boys are for real. Can we just do that? Like, here.
Yeah, let's actually this. Let's do this. Give them a round of applause.
Thank you.
Because that's a great team. Big Ten team as well. They don't have all bad teams there. It's just a conference overall.
Can we just admit that right now that I think the Big Ten's on top? Unfortunately,
it's just because the top 3-4 teams are really carrying and being able to put on. Even though, I'd say Indiana really is just putting on for the whole conference.
Indiana.
Like, I mean, honestly, like Ohio State's not the Ohio State that they have been because of the transfer portal. They lost their whole offense. Like, granted, them being where they are, undefeated during the season, I think
losing Hartline is going to be hard for them.
It's going to be even more difficult. That's what I'm saying. And then you got Penn State went through what they had to go through. Oregon, always a steady juggernaut in the season. Michigan. They were not that. They weren't that.
They're going to be that though.
They will be.
I'm going to tell everybody right now. That's my team next year. I'm already telling you right now.
Finally, you embrace your fucking fandom.
I'm on that next year. It doesn't matter. I want to say this, Ducks fans. Thanks for having me. The gear is fucking sick. I love you guys.
Didn't you just rip Raiola for this?
JPJ,
he said
my
he went
fucking
from Nebraska. He went from Nebraska to low-key you wanted Army. And then now you're going to Oregon. And before you go to even
Army was last year.
I know. I'm talking about your journey. You want to pull up high school. And then before the national championship's even done, you're over there saying goodbye and going to Michigan.
I thought we had to switch teams every year.
You don't have to. The only reason I switched teams was because of Carson Beck.
Which, by the way, he's currently making you eat shit. Can we just get quick?
No, he's
can
not.
you at least?
No, he's
not.
Not.
Can we at least get a positive from you to Carson, who's possibly going? He's going for his third natty. Is that correct?
I don't know. He was at Georgia.
Yeah, didn't he win 2 at Georgia? I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I just want to double check it's 2 and not 1.
Yeah, he did because this is his 7th year, I think. I'm not kidding. No, that's not even a slight. It's actually his 7th year. So yeah, he has won 2 national championships, and this should be number 3 for him.
So So do you feel like he is low-key not only proving yourself, and myself and all of us wrong? Do you feel like he's doing that?
No.
Why?
Well, I just don't. I think that the team is helping him. What did we say?
No.
Listen to me? What did we say during the matchup? Because Maxx texted us. He said, "How's Miami looking? Are they going to win?" I said, "Yeah, as long as Carson Beck just facilitates the game and doesn't throw any interceptions. That's all he has to do. They have a ferocious run game, a dominant run game. They have a number 10 who is an 18-year-old kid out here." Literally putting the whole every defense on notice that he plays. He needs to catch a quick slant. You just need to put it in his hands. What did we see the very first? I want to say the first quarter. He had 10 on a nice post route. He throws it on the other side of the hash when it could have been an easy touchdown. So if you're asking me, is he making me eat my words? No. You play Ohio State and they win that game. They rush for over 150, 160 yards. Beck didn't beat him. The team did. The defense did.
So what I'm hearing from you is Carson is a game manager, in your opinion, which is not a negative. We're not doing the whole camp thing, but that's what I'm hearing. That he just basically doesn't need to screw it up, and that's what he's doing.
No, I don't want to put a name of a game manager on it. He's not an elite quarterback.
I'm going to tell you, being a game manager also is
it's not a negative thing.
It isn't.
It's always used as a negative connotation. He's playing the position. But if you're going to be in highly touted as one of the best in the nation and all of these things, and you're this high recruit that came from Georgia to Miami, and you're getting paid multi-million dollars, you better be that motherfucker who's out there slinging it, putting up 300-400 a game. He's just not that.
I will tell you this though,
he's just not that.
I think this
That
is
last
what
drive,
this is.
I'll give him his flowers before you say this. That last drive, I think was good. I think he did he managed that drive extremely well. It was
good.
it was the ball was where it should have been most of the time, and he didn't take any high adverse risks to win the game, which was. But is he that guy? No, he's not that fucking guy. His team is that team.
I will say this though. I do feel like I think we all know where everybody stands and how we stand on Carson. But I will say this: since they snuck in to the playoffs, and now they're doing what they're doing, and they caught fire at the right time. This is Carson Beck's apology tour. That's what it is. He's making all of us come. Oh yeah,
no,
oh yeah, even including the Calvender twins. He's saying you all owe me it. He's going out there, and I will tell you this: that last drive, I know you said it was good. I low-key thought it was great, bro. A lot of third down conversions. He was moving and running with his feet, which people don't give him the credit. And I want to say this.
Okay.
If Dante Moore doesn't come out, and even if he was coming out, and I love his game from Detroit, D, by the way.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King High School. But I will say, I don't know how an NFL scout, you're sitting there saying after Mendoza, if that's who everyone's saying clear-cut number one, why – I don't see how Carson, who's played a shit ton of football, and that matters. That is something people do not take into consideration. And if you look at guys who have played a shit ton of football, they normally make it to some extent or become a guy at the next level. Every guy, Bo Nix, when he left Auburn, everyone thought he was hot garbage.
Yeah, but,
everyone.
But at least Bo Nix could push the ball down the field. Carson Beck underthrew every single deep pass that was going on. If you're going to say that there were 7 of them that were over 40 yards, all of them, the receiver had to stop and it dropped. And
he didn't throw the ball a lot at Georgia. And to that point, that's a JJ McCarthy type sign to me. I get that, where you're not being asked to do a whole lot. And when he was asked to do a lot in Georgia, sometimes there's issues. But he does have 2 natties. That's a lot of experience. That's a lot of winning. And I think to that point, I'm just saying, should he go first round like he was slated? I don't know about that. Now, the quarterback class is weak this year. It is. So could he? Sure. But I'm just saying, I think he should be closer to being up there towards the top or echelon of the quarterbacks coming out than the back end. There's some guys I think they have Carson going being like the 6th, 7th quarterback. And if you read some of the other guys' names in there, it's kind of like, hey, I get he has a higher ceiling. But how many times are we going to keep watching guys who have not played a whole lot of ball, who might have some tangibles, but they don't win or whatever it is, go in and then they become a bust, but they get to go collect a fucking $10 million check and live happily forever.
Yeah. My whole thing is this. Did he play well to win that game in the last drive? Yes, kudos. But the whole conversation of him being a highly touted draft pick, take the Ole Miss game, for example. He threw for almost a season high. It was like a top 3 game in of the season for him with 268 yards. But that's on 37 attempts, and he threw a pick in that, right?
Yes.
The 2 games prior against really good defenses, and I'd say good competition, Ohio State, great defense. He threw for 138 yards. Texas A&M, the game before that was on 26 attempts. Texas A&M, the game before that, he threw for 103 yards. I'm not all worked up about this.
So to that point, he sounds like a JJ McCarthy, should I say 9 type guy.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee if you went and look, the numbers are similar. JJ might even have a slightly better when it comes to like yards and all that than that. But I'm sure the passing attempts and everything else aligns very similar. And that's why I said maybe not first round. How the Vikings, they wasted. That's a wasted pick, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We're not even going to go down that. But as long as you're not, if you don't feel like it's a first round talent, and you can argue, people can argue that Mendoza might not be first round talent. You might argue it. I'm not saying it.
I'm a believer.
I'm a believer as well.
I'm a believer.
I like his makeup. I know people think it's corny, but there's a lot of people, you see these videos and people are like, hey, 2nd, 3rd round, 4th round. Like, we're going to be able to tell.
He doesn't make mistakes.
No.
He does it. He was going in the 4th
quarter
quarter
to get a little tackiness before the game.
He's going in the 4th quarter with 2 incompletions.
So lately, I've been focused on one thing and one thing only: doing the small habit that sets the tone for my day. For me, that's AG1. 1 scoop in the morning, shake her up, done. I use this, and you should too. AG1 is a foundational nutrition habit. Imagine getting key nutrients that support energy, gut health, and your body's natural defenses all in one scoop. For me, it's huge during this stretch where schedules get crazy, days get darker earlier, and the routine can fall apart. Instead of trying to juggle a bunch of pills and supplements, AG1 keeps it simple. Superfoods and B vitamins support steady energy without the crash, and prebiotics, probiotics, and enzymes help support regularity and gut resilience. Plus, traveling this time of year, airports, back-to-back planes, AG1 gives me the peace of mind knowing I'm supporting my system with antioxidants and functional mushroom that promotes immune health, along with key gut supporting ingredients that help me stay consistent and feel ready to take on the day. And honestly, it's become automatic. Shake it, drink it, feel like I already won in the morning. If you're trying to build something sustainable, this is an easy way. You can knock that out before breakfast. So head on over, guys. drinkag1.com/therush. That's drinkag1.com/therush to start your daily micro habit. Back to the show. I want to say this about Curt Cignetti. Did you know, obviously, what are they, 24 years of age is there's no one younger than 24?
Yeah, the
23?
average age on their team is 23 years old.
And we already know the amount of guys in the NFL. We can name Drake May and all these other guys who aren't even 23.
Yeah. The Packers have the average age of 25 on their roster.
Thank you. Okay, so they're right there. I will say Cignetti has cracked the code, and why I say that, I think that's what I did. I think I figured it out yesterday, and I think what my thought process is. And tell me if you're on the same train, please.
I gladly will.
On the Cignetti train, exactly. But I think that Indiana and Cignetti is just going after all seniors, guys who you don't have to babysit, guys you don't have to worry about X, Y, and Z off the field, guys who have already, when you come to your senior, you know it, D, there's just something different that comes over you. And you're like, hey, I'm going to be very serious about what I'm eating. I'm not going to go out and party. I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm not going to do this bullshit. Also, like that maturity starts kicking in. You know what it is, what it's like to lead. You know what leading looks like. And now he's just getting a room full of fucking seniors, the best seniors from everywhere, or one of, hey, you go to JMU, cool. Are you the best guy on the team and also senior? Perfect. It just works out. Yeah. You're going to come this way. And it's no bullshit. He's running it like an NFL program, and he's able to, because of the age, yes, but also because of all those things we just named. He's literally grabbing a team full of senior citizens in a positive way. That's not a knock at all. But legit, seniors, and they're going out there and taking care of business. And if that's his new philosophy, and he's a guy that can do that, I can actually see him being able to even grab younger, talented players to want to say, hey, I know what the NIL is. You're going to lose some guys no matter what, but some guys might want to be like, hey, I can learn underneath all these older dudes who are going to be gone after a year. Yeah. I'm going to go to Indiana. Now he's reloading. Now he found a new code of, hey, this is what the NIL, phase is going to be like, or this is how it should be, or at least that's how we're doing it here. Because I'm Curt Cignetti, Saban-esque.
I want to say he is he's very punctual with his processes and like his strategy, and he's very intentional with it, because it's not like he's taking on senior citizens. His thought is, hey, Indiana does not have the bankroll to get in a bidding war with the transfer portal's highest rated anything, let alone now they can. What about before, right? Let alone 4 positions or 5 positions where they need one of the top 5 guys. They don't have that. But what he can do, what he's saying is, I would rather take a 22 to 23-year-old man who has gone 4 to 5 years, and a lot of these guys are 7th-year seniors, right, because of COVID, who has gone 4 to 5 years through a college program, been developed through the strength staff, through the coaches, right? They know what the type of player that they are. But they aren't that high notoriety guy. But if I get a whole team of them, they're going to beat the shit out of whatever 18-year-old 5-stars you guys have.
He's fast-forwarding the learning curve.
Yeah.
And just getting to business.
Capitalizing on it where, their best linemen.
They leave at 4. You see they leave at 5. Do you see they leave also at 5 p.m. every day? The coaches don't stay after the players are out. He runs it like how people go into work.
I think it's like an 80-minute practice. That's an hour and
Yes.
20 minutes, and that's on a Tuesday and a Wednesday.
You can only do that with buy-in and with guys though that are
That
with
know
no
how to
bullshit.
practice. That like you're not
Yes.
teaching them, you're not developing them, you are managing them, and that's what he's figured out. He's figured out the art of managing the right people, and then getting them behind one common goal to achieve that success. That's what we're
Amen.
seeing in 4K.
Yeah, it's impressive, and I think it's safe to say. And before we sign off here, I'm going with the Hoosiers.
Yeah.
It's hard not to. Now, if I'm a betting man, which I am, and which you are, I'd be going plus 7.5 on those points, maybe, or I'd be maybe just first half because it's going to seem like Indiana's going to blow the doors off at some point, and their fan base is going to be in there rabid. I know Miami, you guys are going to come strong, probably going to come strong in the comments, but did you see? They said they had 95% of the fan base in the last game was Indiana fans.
Pew was there. He sent
So
us
he
a
could tell
video.
you.
Sent us a video pregame, bloody.
Yep.
Whole stadium. I'm like, damn.
And so it's good for them. It'll be a Big Ten team 3 years in a row.
I don't say that the Big Ten doesn't have good teams. They have far more worse teams than they do good teams.
You think?
We don't have time for this today.
We don't.
Just,
but the SEC
all
went
I'm
2-8
gonna
in bowl games this year.
Yeah, I will say that they are not playing well. And then also what I can say is how many guys have they had that are opted out that don't take this seriously because it's the SEC and they're whatever dramatic Cinderella bullshit.
It's a bunch of Notre Dame fighting Irish.
Yeah, it's like I'm not playing in it because this isn't the Peach Bowl, right? So
for sure,
like that's why I don't take bowl games seriously anymore. But what I will say, anybody that is curious as to my stance as to why I talk shit about the Big Ten, look up Penn State's schedule for 2026 and tell me about the gauntlet that they have. That being said, take us home. It's been fun. It's been fun. It really has.
Yeah, D. Thanks
Hopefully
for coming
we don't
out.
get eviscerated for everybody listening to our banter. And if they do, guess what? I do from the bottom of my heart just want to say, fuck you. Huh? How about that?
Yeah. I like it.
Okay.
Hey, I don't even think I need to close out more than that other than D, I appreciate you, bro. Had a blast chopping it up with you guys. I know we've been a little bit away the last 2 weeks, but like we said at the beginning of the show, Maxx will be back in action. You're going to hear from him on how he's recovering, how he's doing, the whole nine. And obviously, we appreciate you guys, but we wanted to get back in here, pop in, do a little what do you do, D? A little wellness check?
Oh, yeah.
Wellness week.
Wellness week.
We did a wellness week. On you guys.
Yeah, it's a wellness week. They were sending a wellness check on us is what they were doing. But we have wellness week where it's just you give everybody the week off and you get your life together to take on the year.
Amen. But we love you guys. I hope you guys are still watching. Like, subscribe, comment, do the whole thing. We truly, truly appreciate you. 2026 is going to be a hell of a year. We'll see you guys next week. This is The Rush. Brogan, DT. Peace.
Let's roll. I ain't the driver, the one in the back. Feeling like Crosby, I'm turned to the max. You with, he ain't talking about